Some shocking developments were just leaked around Social Security, making a lot of us wonder, was this just a big lie this whole time? Well, it's all highlighted right here in this article, which I will be popping up on the screen for in just a minute so you can see exactly what is going on. This is pretty interesting. Yet again, another policy they may be walking back very, very soon here out of Social Security. Maybe we should just call this the walk back year. I mean, seriously, right? All these different provisions and different rules that they've instituted so far this year in 2025, and then a lot of them, they're just walking back saying, oh, this is coming in. And then like days or weeks later, they come back and say, just kidding, we're actually not going to do that. Well, this, yet again, may just be another one of them. However, let me point out something really quickly here. I talked about this, I don't know, maybe a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago or so, give or take a little bit. Did you see the video where I was out and I actually had a clip of Elon speaking where he was talking about 40% of phone calls coming into Social Security are fraudulent based on their metrics and their measures? That's nuts. Well, when he said that, we're like, I don't know about that. That seems a little extreme. Really, 40% of phone calls? Well, they've stuck to that and they're like, hey, if that's the situation, 40%. Well, then back in the middle of April, I covered this at the time, they implemented some new fraud measures within the phone system. You remember this? They spent about $15 million updating their phone systems. They implemented these new fraud measures within the Social Security phone system. And then basically, they implemented these new measures. In other words, if somebody calls in and says, hey, my name is XYZ, and I'd like to apply for my retirement benefit, and something seems suspicious about that phone call, and there were inconsistencies with maybe what the person was saying or whatever that they were saying and applying for compared to what was found in the database, they would be flagged, right? Do you remember all this? I talked about it many times in April and, as this was leading up to it and after that. But then that person would get flagged. Then they would have to go into a local field office to apply for their monthly benefit. Huge headache, right? So anyway, they implemented these anti-fraud measures into the phone system. Well, let's pop this up right here, right now, and we can see what they found, right? So in the little bit of time here, okay, here's the article, by the way. In this little bit of time that the phone system and the fraud measures have been implemented, apparently they've taken about 110 plus thousand phone calls. So a little over 110,000 phone calls, roughly. Two, not 200, not 2,000, two of them were apparently possibly fraudulent out of 110,000. That's not 40%, right? That is absolutely not 40%. But anyway, I'm not sure what that percentage is, but it's very, 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 very small, right? It's a fraction of 1%. Anyway, my point being is that now they're talking about possibly rolling back these anti-fraud measures. Reason being is, as you can see here in the article, what they found is that these measures that they've implemented through the phone system have actually slowed down the processing time for retirement applications by 25%. That's a big deal right there. I'm not sure about you, but if you're a senior, if you're somebody that's applying for your benefit and you want your benefits like soon, right? You call them and, hey, I want my benefits starting, in a month or two or whatever it happens to be. You want those benefits. If it slows down the processing time of applications by 25%, well, first off, how slow was the application process, prior to this? If it slowed it down an additional 25%, this could be a huge delay to beneficiaries. That's money that's not going to the beneficiary in that instance, right? So this is a major deal. So who knows? And again, like I said at the beginning of the video, was this whole thing just a major sham, just a big lie the whole time? Yeah, 40% of calls coming into Social Security are fraudulent. Now here's the thing. I think we all kind of we're smelling a rat a little bit there at the beginning. When we heard these claims, we're like, that doesn't make sense. It just doesn't add up. 40%, and they haven't figured this out, and they haven't done something about that, right? I mean, you'd imagine if you were one of these agents answering the phone call, and at 4 out of every 10 phone calls you pick up, it's some scammer trying to steal someone's benefit, I'd be like, we've got a major problem here. I'm not sure about you, but if I worked within Social Security, I'd be like, hey, somebody, listen up. We've got a major problem here. 4 out of every 10 phone calls I'm picking up is some scammer trying to steal grandma's benefit. That's not cool, right? So that's kind of one of the things that we kind of saw right away when we heard these claims. It's like, this simply does not make sense. But at the same time, we don't have the facts in front of us, so it's like, well, maybe it is true. I don't know. Well, that's exactly what they're saying here in this in this article. Maybe it's just a huge lie this whole time in the first place. Now, I'm not going to say that it is or it isn't, but based on 110,000 phone calls and potentially two, being fraudulent that they were flagging, thinking, oh, maybe the problem isn't nearly what they're suggesting here. So, wow, interesting, right? And again, as you could see there in that article, they said maybe even thinking about rolling back these anti-fraud measures from the phone system simply because it is slowing the process of applications so significantly. Wow, interesting, right? So this is an interesting year. I'm not sure about you, but I find this to be very fascinating. Not in a good way. I'm just saying, I just find this to be very fascinating. What we've seen so far, the massive confusion. Like, who's running the show here? Seriously, what's going on? Does anybody know what's going on? Does anybody have a clue? Seriously, right? Wow, this is nuts. So, kind of makes me think I should apply for the job, right? You know what I mean? This is crazy. So anyway, I find this to be fascinating. We just want to continue watching all this very closely. But here's the good thing about it. I mean, honestly, here's the really good thing. Okay, so they implemented the fraud measures into the phone system. They found two potential instances in which it seemed like they were maybe fraudulent out of 110,000. Again, I just want to say this much. Thankfully, the system was there, and thankfully, it's only 2 out of every 110,000. That's a very, very, very small percentage, right? So that's like, hey, thankfully that maybe seniors aren't being taken advantage of nearly as much as we thought. That's good. If we think of it that way, I like to look for the positive in everything, right? That's probably a good thing. That's probably a really good thing, knowing that, well, maybe it's not nearly as bad as we originally thought. Okay, that's awesome. That's good. That's good for the seniors. That's good for Social Security as a whole, right? Anyway, wow. More things going on here. Anyway, I will keep you posted with anything else going on. Again, please, if you need any help with your Medicare, check this phone number out right here. That phone number right there will connect you with a dedicated Medicare team of trusted advisors. This right here is a free resource for all of you right here in the community, by the way. This is a partnership we cultivated to help you here in this community totally for free. Write that phone number down. Take a picture, take a screenshot, call them. You have your laundry list of questions around Medicare. Call them and ask. It's free. You can do that, okay? Seriously, take advantage of that free service. We partnered with them simply because, well, first off, Medicare can be massively confusing. I helped my parents last year enroll in Medicare as they were turning 65. It was a huge headache. We hacked it ourselves because, honestly, I'm going to be fair with you. My parents, they like to do stuff on their own because they think they're going to save like 5 cents when they do that, right? They're like, oh, let's do it ourselves. We'll save a couple pennies. Okay, sure, yeah, that's a good idea. But anyway, that's how they like to do everything, right? Let's do it ourselves. Okay, fine, let's do it ourselves then. So anyway, do it ourselves, and we wasted a ton of time, ton of confusion, ton of headaches. It was just a massive headache. Anyway, spent a couple months figuring out, okay, who's the leader in this field? Who are the leading advisors out there? Who can provide value to this community completely for free so that you don't fall into the trap like my parents did of, hey, let's do it ourselves, guys. Bad idea. Please call them. That's what they're there for right there. Those people right there, the trusted advisors, they have the answers to your questions. Call them with your questions in regards to Medicare. Utilize the service. It's totally free when you call them. Anyway, they have access to over 20,000 plans. They're working diligently every single day to help those of you here in this community. By the way, thousands and thousands and thousands of you here in this community have already called them. I've seen the numbers. It's nuts to see how many of you have already called them. It is so incredible. Call them. Write that phone number down. But what they're doing, they're working diligently every single day to help those of you here in this community with this exclusive phone number with your Medicare. And it could be the initial enrollment into Medicare, if you're turning 65 or if you're retiring or moving across state lines or county lines, or if you have questions in regards to your supplement plan, your Medigap plan, your Part D plan, your Medicare Advantage, or even this much. Annual enrollment is honestly not that far away. I know it feels like, oh, it's so far away. It's not that far away. A few months away is annual enrollment. Write that phone number down. Call them now, because during annual enrollment, they get absolutely swamped with phone calls. Call them now. Establish the communication. have them review your situation, find you a better plan. When annual enrollment rolls around, guess what? Boink, you just push a button and got yourself a better plan, saving a ton of money, better coverages, the whole deal, right? Do that now. Get in front of the line. Rather than doing it during annual enrollment and trying to do all that research and connect with somebody then, when everybody else and their uncle is doing the same thing, do it now. You can be in front of the line, the very front of the line. So literally as soon as the annual enrollment opens up, literally push a button, got yourself a new plan, saved a ton of money, better coverages, and you did it way before everybody else. I'm not sure about you, but that sounds incredible to me, because you don't want to be at the back of the line trying to do this when your time frame is very, very limited during the annual enrollment. Anyway, please call them. Do yourself a huge favor. Anything in regards to Medicare. Again, Medicare supplements, Medigap plans, Part D plans, Medicare Advantage, initial enrollment in Medicare, if you're turning 65 or if you're retiring, moving across state lines or county lines, they have all the answers. Call them now. It's your free resource. Again, we love free stuff here on the channel. Everything here in this community is free. Videos are free. Watching the videos is free. Subscribing to the channel is free. Calling the trusted Medicare advisors is free. Leaving a comment down below is free. Liking the video is free. Whatever else you want is all free here. Everything is free here. Anyway, I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can. I just want to help you as much as I possibly can through this and provide as much value as I possibly can in these short videos. Anyway, let me ask you a huge favor. Who do you know? I know you know a few people. Think of a few people you know, friends, family members, neighbors, acquaintances, siblings, co-workers, parents, neighbors down the street, neighbors down the hall, the postal worker, the cashier at your local grocery store, the cashier at your local pharmacy, whoever it happens to be. Share that phone number with them so they can also get some assistance with their Medicare. And then when they save a ton of money and they get better coverages, they get to run back to you and say, look, you saved me all this money. I got better coverages because of you sharing that free resource. That's incredible, right? You get to be the hero. That's awesome. Otherwise, hey, if you're new here, if you've not done so yet, please subscribe to the channel. 100% free to do so. Big subscribe button down below. Feel free to share this video. Big share button right down below as well. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Otherwise, check out the other 5,000 plus videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand selected for you down below in the description. Or popping up on your screen in just a minute. You'll see some videos there. Check those out. Otherwise, until next time, please have a nice day. Take care. Thanks so much for watching this, and I'll catch you again later in the next